Hello friends, my name is Kane. Welcome to my channel, The Mysteries. Whenever we place a bet on something, only two outcomes are possible. Either we win or we lose. But today's story is about a man who placed millions of dollars in bets on football and baseball matches. And no matter whether the team won or lost, he never lost. This was a legal scam in the betting world, pulled off so brilliantly that by the age of 71, this man had made over $150 million. The most shocking part, he never bought a lottery ticket or gambled in a casino. Still, casinos feared him, because whether he won or lost a bet, he always made money. Using a single trick, he placed bets on multiple American football and baseball teams for nearly 10 years, and every time he managed to turn the outcome in his favor. People believed he was incredibly lucky, but in reality, it was a genius strategy. By the time the casinos figured it out, it was too late. This was a legal scam in the betting world, pulled off so brilliantly that by the age of 71, this man had made over $150 million. The most shocking part, he never bought a lottery ticket or gambled in a casino. Still, casinos feared him, because whether he won or lost a bet, he always made money. Using a single trick, he placed bets on multiple American football and baseball teams for nearly 10 years, and every time he managed to turn the outcome in his favor. People believed he was incredibly lucky, but in reality, it was a genius strategy. By the time the casinos figured it out, it was too late. So who was this man? How did he pull off this genius betting scam? And how did he earn $65 million from a single bet? This story is both shocking and fascinating. This is the story of a man named Mac, famously known as Mattress Mac, an ordinary salesman who turned betting into a business, forcing casinos to bet against themselves and pay him the winnings. The story begins in Houston, Texas in 1981, a city known for oil and big business. People came here to chase big dreams, take risks, and change their fortunes overnight. There was a place where you could rise to the top or fall to the streets just as fast. In this race was Mac, completely broken, with only hunger and $5,000 to his name. He had no connections, no investors. He lived in a small rented home, and things were getting worse by the day. He had reached a do-or-die point, and that's when he got an idea. He decided to use his last $5,000 to start a small furniture business. He and his wife worked day and night. They moved into the store to save rent and kept working around the clock. Every Saturday, Mac would drive to Dallas, load up a truck with furniture, and bring it back to sell in Houston. They avoided middlemen to save money, and slowly customers began to come. But in 1983, everything crashed. Customers stopped coming and the money began to run out. Mac only had $15,000 left. He decided to take one final shot, something that could either make or break his life. He spent $5,000 on a commercial, but when he saw the final cut, he hated it. It was boring and forgettable. So he told the ad agency to shoot it again, this time with him in it. In the ad, he pulled cash from his pocket, threw it in the air and said, "If you shop at Gallery Furniture, you still save a lot of money." That unscripted moment became iconic. The next day, customers flooded his store. Mac became Mattress Mac, working over 100 hours a week, signing deals non-stop, and creating bold, memorable commercials that skyrocketed his business. By 2000, Gallery Furniture had become a money-making machine. But here's the question, he was still selling furniture, so how was he making such massive profits? That's where the trick lies, the one that shook the industry. Since Mac had seen so many struggles, he wasn't afraid to take risks. But instead of lottery or casinos, he bet on sports, in a way where he always won. He started small, but over time he discovered a loophole in sports betting that even the biggest Las Vegas casinos never imagined. In 1992, when the football team Houston Texans was at its peak, Mac saw a golden opportunity. He launched a promotional offer. If the Texans won 10 games, anyone who bought $5,000 worth of furniture would get $3,000 back. Customers rushed to buy, believing in the strong team. Mac made millions in sales. But if the Texans actually won 10 games, he said he'd have to refund millions. What people didn't know was that Mac had already prepared for this. He used a strategy called hedging, placing a bet on the Texans winning with half the money he made from sales. If the team lost, he kept the money. If they won, he used the betting payout to refund customers. Either way, he won. This was like insurance. Mac had designed the system so cleverly, he couldn't lose, and he kept using this trick for years. But in 2002, during the Super Bowl between Seattle Seahawks and Denver Broncos, Mac made a mistake. He offered a 50% refund if the Seahawks won, but this time he didn't hedge. Everyone expected the Broncos to win, so did Mac. But 12 seconds into the game, the Seahawks started dominating. By halftime, it was 22-0. By the end, it was 43-8. Mac had to refund $8 million to 2,700 customers, all from his own pocket. And since it was a real sale, he also owed taxes on the full $16 million in revenue. His total loss, nearly $13 million. But instead of quitting, Mac learned from his mistake. He made a rule, never bet without hedging. He studied his receipts, reworked his strategy, and came back stronger. In the next few years, he made a massive comeback, switching to baseball. The Houston Astros were in the finals. He offered, if they win, anyone who bought $10,000 worth of furniture would get $5,000 back. This time, he hedged properly. Astros won, customers got refunds, and Mac still made millions. From there, he kept repeating the cycle during the NBA Finals, March Madness, Kentucky Derby, and more. His process was tight: launch a promotion, generate sales, hedge the risk, and always end up on top. In 2015, he placed his biggest bet yet, $11 million on the Astros. Though the team lost and he had to pay the casinos, Mac still came out ahead because the refund money came from the betting loss. He kept the profits. Fast forward to 2022. Mac prepared for his biggest play. Houston Astros were in the finals again. He offered a 50% refund on just $3,000 in purchases to attract more buyers. The result? He made $32 million in sales. He hedged the refund by betting $16 million on the Astros winning, spread across 7 to 8 casinos. The Astros won, and Mac earned $75 million, with $65 million being pure profit, the largest payout in sports betting history. He proved that this wasn't luck, it was a perfect system. And even after all this, he didn't stop. In 2023, he doubled down again, running massive ad campaigns and reaching a total profit of $150 million using this strategy. This was the story of a man who turned a furniture store into a money-making machine and beat the system that beats everyone else. How did you like this story, and what have you learned? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to The Mysteries to get more videos like this. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.